Right now at noon, severe storms went through West Michigan last night. We have live team coverage right now at noon on any damage and the aftermath.
And we're not done yet. Tracking another chance for strong to severe thunderstorms into this evening. A look at timing and expected impacts.
Thanks so much for joining us today. 13 Your Side at noon starts right now. And thanks so much for joining us once again on 13 Your Side at noon. Right now we have damage in this picture behind us from Otsego area. Here with meteorologist Amber Tuardi. And Amber, let's talk about this because this was one of the places that saw the brunt of that severe storm damage last night. What else did we see? Yeah, we saw a lot of high winds. The top wind gusts recorded at the Grand Rapids Airport of 81 miles an hour. And then also flooding has been a concern over the past week or so, and last night was no different. We'll still be seeing more flood concerns, not just today, but extending into the weekend. And on top of that, we're tracking another severe threat into tonight. A lot to talk about, a lot of impacts that we can expect, but here's a look at some of the storm reports that we saw from last night's storms. Flooding, wind damage, and high winds. Those were the main impacts that we saw from all of this. We did see a couple areas of rotation and likely 2 tornadoes that touched down, especially in Montcalm County and also Allegan and Berry counties. We'll have to see what the National Weather Service survey crews say when they're heading out in that direction today. Now, as far as what we're seeing at this point, well, we still have some showers, but nothing compared to what we saw throughout the overnight hours and into early this morning. So this is a loop over the past 12 hours. It was still a pretty stormy morning, but nothing severe. That's all continued to move out, and instead we are left behind with still some more widespread showers that are on the lighter side. A couple of pockets where it's going to be a little bit more moderate, but other than that, we still have been able to see things lighten up, which is some good news just considering how much rain we've seen. This is looking over the past 48 hours, well over an inch for many areas. I will say as you're getting up into Montcalm, Mecosta counties, there are some spots that saw 1 to 3, even 4+ inches in much more localized areas. That is the reason why we've been seeing this issue with flooding throughout much of this morning, and it's also why almost the entire state of Michigan is under a flood watch. There are just 2 counties up in the Keweenaw Peninsula that aren't under a flood watch right now, but the rest of us absolutely are. And we're seeing a couple of river flood warnings with things expected to get worse. That's especially the case for Muskegon River. That's where we're going to be seeing the main issues into southern Newaygo County as we're heading into this weekend. Likely to see historic flooding on the Muskegon River as well. So throughout the rest of today, still expecting more rain chances, likely some thunderstorms too, some of which that could be on the stronger side, and that of course will contribute to worsening flooding conditions. A closer look at the track of this evening's storms and expected impacts coming up in just a bit. All right, Amber, thank you. In Montcalm County now, where a tornado touched down outside of Carson City, a dairy farm was hit by those storms. First responders spent hours helping to round up cows in the rain. 13 Your Side's Deja Barrett has been live out in Carson City all morning. And Deja, how is it going out there?
Elena here live, specifically in Fenwick at Hull's Dairy Farm. And right now here on this side, it's in full recovery mode. We're talking all the hands, community lending a helping hand as this farm here recovers after that tornado touched down. I've been talking with Janet Hull. She's the owner of Hull's Dairy Farm here all morning long. And I know you've experienced that tornado last night, but catch us up to speed on where things are right now.
Well, thank goodness for all the friends and family and neighbors that have pitched in to help start cleaning up around here and get things so they're a little more workable, and getting the cows milked and taking good care of them and the calves, and just going a little at a time to get things back to where they should be, but it's going to take some time, so everything's a mess. So
yeah, absolutely. I know overnight 200 to 300 cows got loose, and I know you all are working to capture some of them, but that's the issue right now. You don't have a secure location for those cows. What are you going to do?
Well, we've sent some to other farms that have volunteered to take care of our cows, our steers or heifers, and I think all the milk cows are here. I'm not real sure, but the other farmers have volunteered to take the cattle to the farms to take care of them until we do have a place to put them safely. So thank God for them.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we're talking the entire community here. I mean, this place doesn't look the same like it did earlier this morning when we were out here. How do you feel about the community really coming together to help you all just kind of clean up the pieces here?
I can't thank them enough, and I appreciate each and every one of them that have showed up to help today. we couldn't have done it without them, and it's such a great feeling to have the community pull together like this when something awful happens. And I don't wish this on anyone, but thank God for all the neighbors, friends, and family. They are the best, so I can't thank them enough.
Absolutely, and we love to see this again. You know, a lot of extensive damage here on the farm. Here, you all have been operating, family-owned, operated in 1963. Tell us how people can continue to support you all right now. I mean, I know you all are just starting with recovery efforts, but how can people support you right now?
My oldest daughter has created an account at the independent bank. Any independent bank, you can go and donate. Make a donation. It's under Amy McMillan, and it's for the Hull Dairy Farm. If you want to donate, that's great. You know, whatever, it's your choice. So, but you can do it at any independent bank. So.
Janet, thank you so much for taking the time all morning long and this afternoon. I know you got to get back because you've been working. The work doesn't stop.
Yeah,
Janet, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, folks, again, full recovery efforts here at Hull Dairy Farm where that tornado did come through Tuesday night. A really devastating look, but it's a great look to see the community come together to lend a helping hand. Live in Fenwick, Deja Barrett, 13 on your side.
And we love seeing all that community support. Thank you so much, Deja. To Allegan County now, where we know one tornado touched down late last night. 13 on your side's Aaron Sullivan is live in Otsego. Aaron, let's talk about what you're seeing there.
Elena, well, we've been here surveying the damage since 5 this morning, and just one of the many examples is this huge pine tree right behind me. I mean, you can see all of the roots from the ground just lifted up from these strong winds that happened during this tornado that went all along M89 last night. Now, like I said, we've been speaking to many residents who are cleaning up right now and definitely getting to work.
Otsego residents who live along M89 say that last night's tornado was a rare occurrence.
Normally, I like thunderstorms and I'll come outside and watch them, but that actually scared me. That one really scared me. I'd never been scared from a storm before.
And unexpected.
You don't feel that you'd ever be in this situation.
Just before midnight, that tornado touching down near the Bittersweet Ski Resort and traveling along M89, leaving downed trees, power lines, and damaged homes. We spoke with Brim Batiste, who says he heard sirens last night, but didn't take shelter until he saw debris.
And I went to the back door and was watching out the back door and saw some stuff flying around out back and said, we need to get in the basement.
Marissa Podol says that she felt the tornado passing by her home.
A shaking of the house. You felt the walls shaking. And you're like, let's hope the ceiling doesn't collapse. Let's hope the walls don't crash in.
And is grateful that she took shelter when her home lost power last night.
We went down to the basement, and my mom went to the bathroom with our lab because he's too scared to go down the stairs.
And she's not the only one grateful today. We spoke with one man who didn't want to go on camera, but shared this photo with us. He said he was asleep in his living room during the storm on this recliner right here and woke up after a tree fell on his roof and pierced through it. Overall, many neighbors who experienced this storm told us that in the future, they'll be taking warnings and sirens more seriously.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely take them more seriously now. Yeah, I never thought that something like that would happen to us. I thought, yeah, I mean, you hear about it all the time, but I mean, it never happens to you, but apparently it does sometimes.
Now, we also spoke with the Otsego Fire Department on the phone, and they did tell us that there were no serious injuries from this storm here, and residents tell me that's a blessing. For now in Allegan County, I'm Aaron Sullivan, 13 on your side.
Aaron, thank you. And hail was another damaging part of last night's storms. We received dozens of your photos. In Sparta and Cedar Springs, we have reports of hail the size of golf balls. And in places like Robinson Township, quarter-size hail reports. And reminder, you can always send us your photos to 616-559-1310. And we're keeping an eye on power outages after last night's storms. Consumers Energy says around 36,000 customers are affected across Michigan. Most of those outages are north of Kalamazoo and Battle Creek. Communities like Otsego, where we just saw Aaron, Plainwell, and Shelbyville were hit especially hard. Consumers Energy is urging you to stay 25 feet away from downed power lines. If you see a downed line, make sure you call 911 and then Consumers Energy. And we're keeping an eye on rivers across West Michigan following last night's storm, including the Muskegon River. The National Weather Service says Everett, Croton, Newaygo, and Bridgeton could see moderate or major flooding by Friday. The U.S. Geological Survey has a program that monitors river levels in real time. We have a link to that on 13onyourside.com. And remember, you can stay weather aware anywhere you go with the 13 On Your Side app, which now has live radar. Scan the QR code on your screen to download 13 Plus for free.